biggest fear is your heart being broke or you being hurt, right?
Yeah. Correct.
So what happens once you get hurt?
Who?
You.
What you mean?
But when it happens, but if indeed it does happen, what happens now?
What does
that mean to you?
If we're in a relationship,
I'm with you. I'm with you, right?
Happens.
I'm with you. You catch me fucking your best friend.
Well, I'm gonna beat your ass.
And after that,
I'm out.
All right.
I'm gonna whoop your
all right,
ass.
I got you.
You said it was my best friend. You said I'm gonna beat her ass too.
Okay.
And
all right.
I'm out.
Hold on. My question, all of that, I understand that very well. But what I'm saying is, what happens to you inside after that happens?
I'm hurt.
You're hurt.
I'm finna eat ice cream. I'm finna call all my
so,
girls. Look, I beat their ass. Now let's go. We gotta move on.
Does
so
that make you feel better though?
I gotta get over it, so I gotta play my
How
music. I gotta play all my songs. Eat my ice cream, go work out, and that's it.
Eat ice cream and go work out.
Get back into the game.
Eat ice cream. What ice? Were you having Halo ice cream? Protein ice cream?
No, my chocolate.
Younger people really feeling like they have life all figured out. Like they're no longer the student. They're now just solely a teacher. They've forgotten. They don't understand that you're going to be a student the rest of your life. Like life is constant learning. You know what I mean? It's a classroom. Life itself is just a classroom. You know, it's always trying to find out a new lesson. What do you say to yourself when you see younger people doing things you used to do? I laugh. Honestly, on the inside, it's like, man, I feel like I was just that age saying that silly shit. Whether it's saying like the coolest term, trying to be, you know what I'm saying, like up on the most hip terms, commonly through hip hop, you know what I'm saying? Or if it's like seeing puppy love and seeing a young boy, you know, just gushing over this young girl and thinking that that's the way that it's going to keep her there, you know what I'm saying, by fawning over her. And, you know, when you're, like I said, when you're young and in that moment, man, that's all you really know. You just think that chasing is going to get the girl. You cannot negotiate genuine desire. Cannot negotiate genuine desire. So with that being said, whoever she wants to be with is who she's going to want to be with. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're chasing, that means she's running. So, I mean, that's those things that I kind of think about to myself, like as a younger man who did not know any better, that used to do these things. You know what I'm saying? What else? Like feeling like you knew every damn thing. You know, like hearing younger people really, feeling like they have life all figured out. Like they're no longer the student. They're now just solely a teacher. They've forgotten. They don't understand that you're going to be a student the rest of your life. Like life is constant learning. You know what I mean? It's a classroom. Life itself is just a classroom. You know, it's always trying to find out a new lesson. But like seeing these young Thundercats, you know what I'm saying? Like the way they can carry themselves as if no one can tell them shit. And I remember when I used to feel the same way. When I knew all there is to know about whatever it was, playing basketball, I knew all there was to know about trying to survive, saying silly shit, you know, being young. I remember being young and stating, so this is like right before I joined the Air Force, I remember saying stupid shit like, you know, I could survive off of working at McDonald's and being a dock boy at Hex. And I was making at most $7 an hour at McDonald's. And at Hex, I think we were making about $10 an hour. You know what I mean? So like a young mind thinking that they have shit figured out. It's almost like Theo in the Cosby Show, where he's like, you know, he's gonna have a regular life type shit, you know. And you know, again, like I said, we've all been young once and thinking that we knew everything. So like to see these things occur now and see it in younger folks is like, damn, it just really shows how much work, how much evolution of yourself, and then like seeing how far that young person has to go before they're able to grasp the knowledge in order to apply that to their lives, and you know what I'm saying, and have that tool there to guide them through life. But like I said, I laugh a lot of times when I hear, like, you know what I'm saying, I hear somebody say something about their parents and how their parents just, you know, they're you know, like their parents are trying to ruin their fun, or parents don't know what they want to do. And it's like, if you are even generous enough to have a older figure, right, that has been down a similar path as you, and they grace you with that experience, not necessarily advice, but grace you with their own experience of doing similar things, and you don't take that, you know what I'm saying, it's pretty much a cheat sheet. So you can try to avoid going through shit. I mean, I'm sure a lot of us, you know, that are 35 and up, you know what I mean, could wish we had some people there to tell us a lot of things that we were going to endure through this point in our life, you know what I'm saying? And I you know, I look at the young Thundercats, and I wish they could see it. Like, part of them, like, you know, that part of your life where you're at the age where it's all about how late you can stay up, being out. Like, I'll never forget, I think me and my best friend Bird was talking about this when I was home in Miami for the Super Bowl. We were talking about, like, I remember being 21, 22, being able to stay up, hang out at the Hard Rock in Fort Lauderdale at Passions till like 4, 5 in the morning, right? And come home, drive about 5 a.m., get home about 6 a.m. or something like that, pass out until 2 o'clock, get up, try to do shit all over again. And I tell you what, when midnight hit, goddammit, I'm beating Cinderella home. Like, I'm tired, you know what I'm saying? I'm ready to take a nap. I want to go sleep. Put on spa, put on the waterfalls, put on some sounds to put me out. But like, young, you know what I'm saying, being young, and it's like, you know, you think your parents want to take away your fun, man, but it's just like, there's so much going on out in the world, and it's only getting worse because it's getting heightened by the I'll say technology that we have. You know, more information is out there. You know, the opportunities to share certain things through social media and different platforms are able to reach more people. Thus, more things are going to be possible to be getting done. Like, just as social media can be used for something peaceful, it can be used for something harmful. So as a parent, you know, you never stop thinking about like your kid's safety. You just want, you know, you want them to be okay. And then of course, as a kid, you're like, oh, they just want to take our fun. I remember being pissed off at my mom because she gave me a 2 o'clock curfew there in Virginia. And looking back, I'm like, well, what the fuck is there even to do? You know what I mean? Like, I think I was 17 or 18. And I was trying to hang out at this one spot that used to be by Chesapeake Square Mall. I'm not sure if it's still there, but it's like a little bar inside Chesapeake Square Mall. It's like this store turns into a bar at night. And that's back when Hypnotic and Hennessy, Incredible Hulks was like pretty famous or whatever, like in rap songs and shit like that. But I just remember it was me, my boy Shad, I think my homegirl Deanna, what up, D? You know what I'm saying? I think it might have been Rod. I think Rodney was with us, and we were trying to. Well, I mean, they were pretty much trying to talk my mom really into getting me to stay out, you know, past 2, and I'm just sitting there trying to fight it. I'm upset, you know, because I'm not able to stay out that late. And I look at now, I'm like, man, I'm ready to go home come 11:30, 12, like I said. And, you know, but when you're young, you don't see that That is a parent concerned about their kid, knowing how the city operates. But you look back at like those younger people and they feel like they have it all figured out. You know what I mean? I think some of us all have had friends, been those friends, or knew people that, you know what I'm saying, that kind of felt that way. But all in all, you know, it's part of growing up. It's evolution. There's certain things that younger people are going to be able to grasp that like they can avoid, and then there's other things where it's like they got to learn for themselves. Like the girl that wants to throw her life away for this particular guy, or the guy that wants to quit all this extracurricular activities in high school just so he can be with this one girl. That's it. He just wants to hang out with her, not build anything else. He just wants to hang out with her, and he doesn't know that love is not going to be enough to keep the relationship. You know what I'm saying? That's something you learn later on, that you have to provide, you have to build, you have to have something. You know what I'm saying? Love is only going to take you but so far. Bills have to be paid. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to provide an experience. Otherwise, it's like after a while, your woman gets tired of hearing, we ain't got enough to go out. You know what I'm saying? Like you want to have an adventure. You know what I mean? It's not to say that all women are like that, but what we're talking about is options. And if you work on yourself when you're younger, like starting very, very young, building yourself up, even women too. I don't want to just say like women don't have to work or anything like that, but what I'm saying is just like it is mandatory for a man to be able to provide. You know what I mean? That's how we get our love. Our love is based off what we can provide. So like being able to put your best foot forward, study hard, you know what I'm saying? Build yourself up, build your wealth, you know what I mean? Get your degrees, start your businesses and all of that, you know what I mean? And then focus. I mean, if that woman sees if she's there with you through that grind, then yeah, sure. You know what I'm saying? Then take it that way. But you don't want to be the one that just drops everything for this particular person and you just forget to build yourself up. You know what I mean? I don't advise that on any side, whether that's a woman leaving everything, unless, again, like I said, unless she's going into a situation where she really can trust that individual. He's got, like, you know what I'm saying, substantial wealth being created, and she can just drop and run like that. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times you'll see girls turn 18, they get then she meets the guy that goes to the Air Force, military, whatever, and they go off and start a family. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But relationships look a hell of a lot different when you're 18 versus when you're 38. I'm sure anyone listening, watching this can attest to that shit. You know what I'm saying? The way you feel about love when you're fucking 15 is not the same way you look at it and feel about it when you're like, you know, later on in life, and it's not supposed to. I think when you turn 50, love looks a little bit differently too. And, you know, it's just evolution about growth. I'm sure that our parents look at us saying, he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Like, you know what I'm saying? That they just different things that we may go through. But that's life, though. You know, again, we're learning as we go along. I mean, some people learn from other people's mistakes, and some people learn from making their own mistakes. But nevertheless, I do a lot of laughing when I see younger folk doing shit that I used to do, and it's like, I hope that they make wiser decisions than the ones that I made. What skill did you master when you were younger that you've forgotten since? A skill that I've mastered when I was younger was not caring as much. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, like we used to say, I mean, and let me preface my statement when I say that I used to not give a fuck, not care, you know what I mean? Me and my family and some of my friends would say some of the most cruel jokes ever. And didn't mean anything by it, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't until somebody tried to put meaning to it. We were just doing it because it was funny. You know what I mean? And funny comedy got you through like all the hard shit that you endured. You know what I mean? And but like for us, jokes was jokes. You know what I'm saying? Nothing was really off limits. You know what I mean? Like we just would go at the most fucked up shit. I mean, give it prime example. 7th grade, I got a wingworm in my fucking head, or whatever. So and like it's starting to throw patches and shit all over the head. Motherfuckers is calling me the fucking like the globe. And it's just, you know, it's just that typical 7th grade banter, people sniggling and giggling behind you, pointing at your head. And it doesn't feel good when it's you. But like on the opposite end, when you're the ones saying the joke and all that stuff, you know, it's like I said, it's all in fun. But I used to be able to not care as much. You know, I didn't let so much things get to me. I didn't take things so literally. And then like I feel like the military kind of made me take on this serious like persona where I wasn't able to take certain jokes, you know what I'm saying? And I think trauma, we can call it trauma or whatever. I think I was very traumatized going to the military, the way things went in basic training and all that. But I used to have that skill where things would not get to me as easy, you know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, I'm still a sensitive kid. My family can attest to that. They'll tell you certain things, you know, will have me crying or whatever. But but there was a point where I guess I was just so zoned out that shit, nothing could get to me. Nothing really could ever get to me, and I would just kind of take it, whatever. You know, we used to say jokes. We used to talk about a lot of stuff that we're honestly, our society is not able to accept today. And as far as jokes go, but very, very cruel. There's a lot of humor, great jokes that were told between 1990 through 2003. You know, between me and the friends that I had, and even family members. You know what I'm saying? Like we said a lot of stuff that was kind of cruel, but it was funny. And so like dishing it and taking it, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I was able to not care as much. I didn't care so much about things outside of me, I guess. And but now being an adult and like for the last 10 years, like being very mindful of what I say and trying not to rock the boat and all these things, you know. But before, it used to be outlandish with our shit, be in stores making jokes, loud, drawing attention to oneself. I mean, of course you don't want to do it now, but it became very extreme with it because I knew how much we used to do it back in the day, you know. And now to be like, to look at yourself now and see the growth, see you go from being the court jester, if you will, to becoming more of, a man, if you know what I'm saying, like a masculine man. Not too serious, you know what I mean? Can still throw a joke here and there, depending on the situation that comes up. You know, a joke will, can be inserted, but there was just a point in time where, life was more carefree. It was carefree. We didn't care, and that skill, like being able to take on stuff, like make them, like getting hit with mistakes and not letting it just fester for so long. You know what I'm saying? You pay for justice is served one time. You only get affected one time for that crime. But as an adult, I know I'm not the only one that will replay a mistake like 1,000 times over and just keep beating yourself up, keep blaming yourself for the shit. So I try to tap into my inner child and try to tap into my childhood to where I can kind of get that skill back to where I'm like, you know what, I don't take things as serious when it comes to that. Like I have a short-term memory, almost like a quarterback's mentality. So you throw an interception, if you keep focusing on that one interception, you're not going to get us back in this game. So you got to have like this short, short-term memory when it comes to making mistakes and just moving forward and trying to, do the best that you can. And like I said, when I was a kid, things would happen, children move the fuck on. You get in fights or whatever, like you argue with your friends, you move on. As an adult, you holding on shit, you're festering shit, you know what I'm saying? Like you holding on to something, and then when they say something that triggers you, and then you go blah, 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 Hotel Transylvania or whatever. But yeah, what you end up doing is like taking things personal, taking things literally, and I don't believe life was meant for that. I think life was just meant to just take it as it comes. You know what I'm saying? And then just moving forward and doing the best that you can, owning up to your mistakes and doing the best that you can. So a skill that I want to say I had mastered as a kid, but I lost sight of that when I became an adult, was learning how to not care or learning how to not give a fuck. Would you rather never hear music again or lose the ability to read? It's tough. It's a tough one for me. And especially like in the last 5 years. The last 5 years, my love for reading has probably gone up just as much as my love for music. And music got me through everything. Like, I can find a song for every emotion. I can find a song for every situation. I can find songs that remind me of things in high school, middle school, elementary school, growing up in Cuba, being in the military, getting out of the military, living in Miami, living in Georgia, living in North Carolina. Like I have a song songs that were popular at the time that I can associate with being in those moments. You know what I'm saying? So like to say to be without music, it's like I said, it's a tough one. It really is a tough one for me. But like books, books change you. I feel like music releases something, but after I read books, the ones that I do, I commonly read like self-development books. So I'm constantly becoming a better person by reading these books and applying it to my life, number one. Reading is one thing, but applying it to your life is a whole nother. You know what I'm saying? And so to be without books or be without music, I don't know if I want to do either. But in the choice of it, yeah, I would say I would go without books. Yeah, I would go without books. So you're telling me that I can't have Human Nature no more. I can't help it by Michael Jackson no more. I'm not able to have Can You Stand the Rain by New Edition no more. I'm not going for it. Janet Jackson's Come Back to Me, the intro, or just the vocals on it, like the layered vocals, it's timeless when you hear that shit. The 70s soul music, again, jazz from like the 30s, Glenn Miller. No, I'm definitely not giving up my music. Books, you know what? I will be a musical dummy. That's what it'll be. I'll take it like that. I'll be the musical dummy. I'll be the dummy that knows all the music. I just won't read the books because I don't know if I'll ever want to go without that. You know what I'm saying? Like just to be in a certain mood, and then to be able to put on like spa music or classical music or rock, rap, jazz. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is. To get out of said mood, I don't know if I want to do that. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'd rather have my tunes. I'd rather have my music. Lose books than to lose music. I just have too much of a strong relationship with music. I mean, hell, I still make music, even at this age, you know what I'm saying? I remember starting out making music with my boy Chubbs. Shout out to Chubbs, man. We used to have a group called JMSC back in the day from the Air Force, you know what I'm saying? Like producing music. That was a producer group, it's called JMSC. and then kind of span off, and it just became like the Romy Mac thing. You know what I mean? Before getting into podcasting, I was really, really heavy of trying to produce music, and from time to time I like to do that, but to not be able to touch music again, I don't know. There's something about music that just gets me through. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love my books. I couldn't tell you, I couldn't thank Don Miguel Ruiz, Brene Brown, Jay Shetty, Jim Rohn, all these authors enough for what they've done for my life by passing on the wisdom and knowledge that I'm able to share with my peers and my audience, so that they can heal from the information that they've passed on. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing, I'm merely a vessel. Like, it's not about me, the information that's given. It's about the knowledge itself. You know what I'm saying? But I still would rather have my muse. I got to have my muse. I'm talking about like the Art of Storytelling Part 1 by Outkast. You know what I mean? Like, there's just so many. Like, what is it? Little Big Town, Better Man. That I'm telling you, when you feel the soul of that record by Little Big Town, that entire Justin Timberlake Future Sex Love Sounds album, like, you kidding me? No, that's like an Air Force. That's one of my favorite albums that came out when I was in the Air Force. Get Rich or Die Trying, yo, that's my senior year. Like, there's so many records that I have memories with that I'm not willing to give up. It's just so much. It's just too much music for me to give that up and say I'm only going to read books. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be able to do it. Michael, like I said, Michael Jackson. Like, it doesn't get any better. It doesn't get any better. Like, to not be able to listen to Tony Bennett or Frank Sinatra or Kenny G, better known as Kenneth Graham to me. Kenneth Graham. Like, I don't know if I could ever go without that. There's times where as soon as I get in the house, I'm turning on music. When I don't shower without some form of noise or sometimes podcasts, sometimes quotes I'll listen to, but music wise, I've been that way since I was a little kid. I had to have music of some sort. I would not take a shit without listening to an album. I wouldn't cut grass without listening to music. I wouldn't, the first thing I did when I graduated from basic training, we went to the BX, you know what I'm saying, on Lackland. I went and bought 10 fucking albums just like that with my money. Like, from getting a paycheck and all that stuff for working for the military. I bought College Dropout. I bought Young Gun's first album, the one where they can't stop, won't stop, Rockefeller Records. I bought David Banner's Baptized in Dirty Water. I bought Twista's Kamikaze. I bought Luther Vandross collection. Like, I was not about to go to tech school without music. I had to have it. I had a CD player. This is before the MP3 players, Young Thundercats. I had a CD player, and you had to have the anti-skip, because if you didn't, that shit would skip like a motherfucker. But like the anti-skip, like CD players, being able to listen to those, used to program it to where you only wanted to hear like certain songs, and it would play through, that. What can I say, man? I just love it. We just love it. We just love music. People like myself, you know what I'm saying? Even my brother, I kind of got him going a little bit early on in life with music, but I mean, I think he's far surpassed me as far as like the genres and music that that he takes a liking to. And I love it to see that, just music. Me and my homeboys, you know what I'm saying, from the Air Force, we'd sit there and talk about how hip hop has changed, how things are, what I'm saying, not like it once was, like the love for it. And again, it's just attesting to that love for music. I will not go without no fucking music. I have to have, I'm making it a point that I'm going to have music over books. As much as I love literature, as much as I love to read, as much as I love learning new things through reading, you know what I'm saying, that I can apply to my life. When it comes to the question though, would you rather have no music or no books? I'm gonna go with no books because I love my music. As a man, what does love look like to you? Love looks like waking up in the morning and just staring at that woman with that dragon breath and just being like, I'm so grateful to have her in my life. You know what I mean? Like, this is my dragon right here. This is my dragon. Love looks like listening to a person, what they said months ago, creating something that they wouldn't even remember the conversation, but then you remind them that they said this and this is why you bought them that. You know what I mean? Love as a man looks like making making breakfast for your children and your wife. You know what I'm saying? In the morning, sometimes having them wake up to a tray of food next to them. Might not be the food that they want, but nevertheless, that is, I believe, a display of love. And I bring that up because that's what my father would do. My father used to do that. My father would have us wake up, me, my brother. He would have food as we woke up, almost like, you know, a Prince Akeem type shit. You know what I'm saying? Just the little things. What does love look like? Love is staying up all night talking about anything for hours on end. Commonly in the honeymoon phase, or maybe like in the rekindling phase. I'm sure you guys had that situation where you hadn't seen somebody from like high school, commonly male, female type situation, and you guys just talk all night, just catching up. You know what I'm saying? Love is buying that individual's favorite ice cream, Nilly Bean. You know what I'm saying? Like getting some Nilly Bean with some apple pie, you feel me? Apple pie and that Nilly Bean. You know what I'm saying? Being able to have that, just nothing. Like sitting out. Love, for me as a man, love is like just sitting out on the patio, just talking. Or even just sitting in silence, but just sitting out there together. You know what I mean? As a man, love looks like supporting your family from afar. You know what I mean? Whatever they got going on, you wait and hear for somebody's got some kind of accomplishments and you just big that up. You know what I mean? Somebody in your family, somebody, whether it's your blood family or the family that you've created. Love is sharing, like a person's album. Like, you know that they're trying to become an artist, and you just share their information. You know what I'm saying? Just because it don't take much to share. It literally takes seconds to click share and post it to a wall or something like that. Love is sometimes saying no. You know, that's what it looks like as a man. Being able to help a person control themselves, because some people have no control over themselves. They tend to just be lawless. Love to me looks like going to, you know what? Yeah, love is coordinating with your best friend, like a woman, like when your woman coordinates with your best friend to surprise you at Universal for your birthday. You knew nothing about it. And it's just like carefully done to where they just show up there and be there for you. And when you're not used to having that type of love, you know it's uncomfortable at first. But looking back at like many moments through life, you know, I'm able to say that, damn, you know, that was a loving thing that was done. Might have been a lot of selfish, you know what I'm saying, intent with it, but nevertheless, it was still love that was there. Love is growing old with one another, and being able to see your kids, your grandkids, you know what I'm saying, evolve into grown people and having their own families. Love is being able to forgive a person for the pain that they caused you for many years, you know, whether they knew it or not. Love is, you know what I'm saying? Love is seeing family members that you haven't seen in years and embracing them, even if you had, you know, past issues with them, and you oversee all that for the simple fact that they're still breathing and you have a love for them. Love is having healthy boundaries, goddammit, and you gotta have love for self. That's for sure. So being able to have healthy boundaries, that's what love looks like to me as a man, especially nowadays. You know, because you want to put yourself first and take care of you, and show that you do have a love for oneself. Love looks like doing nice things for people who don't often receive it, like birthday parties. A person that might not ever really have birthday parties, and then friends banding together to kind of get a cake, get some ice cream, and, you know, turn the lights out, and then make everything about you, sing happy birthday, bringing out phones, and, you know what I'm saying? Love is taking people to concerts. Love is taking your father annually to Cowboys games. Love is taking your godson to the barbershop. You know what I'm saying? Whenever you can. Love is so many things, you know what I'm saying, that we take for granted, or don't recognize, like I'll say a display of love. Love is, like I said, love is about being patient. Someone that loves you enough to be patient while you still figure out your own self. Love is working 2 jobs so that your son can get Jordans, working 3 jobs so that your kids can get these items that they want so bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, to just give them that gift. Love is fighting with your sibling. Right, you know, when you look back at tattletelling ass little brothers, you know what I'm saying? And then you look at just being in those moments, and then when you go off to the military and you and that same little brother that you found to be annoying are bawling your asses off because you're no longer gonna be in the same household. It's not gonna be like it once was. And you know, little things like that. I mean, as a man, love has so many different aspects to me. So, I mean, I've gone to so many different angles, I'm sure, that people can relate to for this, but truthfully, love is unconditional. That's what, to me, love looks like. Love is like being able to take on, to accept people for who they are, but also having healthy boundaries with them. Like, you want to have love for self first before anybody else, because if you don't love yourself, then they'll just treat you any kind of way. So, like, establishing a relationship with yourself, an unconditional love relationship with yourself, so that you can teach others how to treat you. So yeah, to me, love looks like unconditional, like, you know, again, it's unconditional. What's what it looks like to me, and being able to accept yourself unconditionally. Like, you don't have to be anything to be loved. You're not incomplete. You're not broken. You're fine just the way you are. You know, each day is going to take a different best, but you just give your best and be grateful for it. So, love looks like many things, but more importantly, to me, Love is unconditional.